I legitimately don't understand, and I hope people in...
Alright, I was going to stitch that video, but stitching was turned off, though download was available, so I did grab part of that video. Go seek out their creator. Their name is in the video there from their channel, because when you download videos, it does that. But anyway, they're talking about how now that Fallout is a TV series on Amazon, the fandom has a lot more fans to it than it used to, and some people are making hateful remarks because they don't like that people are joining, and he wants to know why that is. Now, I always want more people playing games, but there is a negative side to that, and I have not seen the show yet myself. I'm looking forward to it, but I haven't had the chance, and I'm trying to be delicate with how I put this because I don't want to sound negative about it, because I welcome anybody that wants to enjoy the fandom, and you're going to have late adopters of any fandom. And as he mentions, this has happened with Marvel and other franchises too, where you get people that were never into anything that suddenly are. Now, on one side, I don't like the pop culture aspect and that people just join the bandwagon because it's popular and have no background in it and don't understand and then don't explore the background. But not everybody's going to want to get into the background of the entire franchise. For Fallout, as with any other game, I think the reason so many people have backlash about new people joining is because a lot of these communities have had to deal with a lot of struggle of enjoying this as a hobby, being criticized for it, having it almost taken away in some cases when the games are maybe canceled. Fallout hasn't had that issue, but having different things happen that you kind of take ownership of that franchise. You feel like it's a part of you at that point. Some people have a deep connection with some of these games, and then they see someone casually come along and just pick out what they want and leave everything else behind. It can feel insulting to some people. Me, I understand that's just how people are. Some people are going to see a movie like The Last of Us or a show like The Last of Us, and they're going to be fans without ever having played the game. They're not going to understand the differences. But this is nothing new. This has happened with books for years. You know, there are people who have been invested in the novel of something, and then it becomes a show, and then all of a sudden they think they're experts on it. And that should be a key for people to try to educate, to have discourse with, or to debate the back and forth on it. Look, Fallout fans by far are one of those groups that they dig deep into the lore. I love Fallout. I've played many of the games. I'm not that deep into the lore. It's not that I don't care. It's just there's a lot there, and I got into those games late, unfortunately, which means I was a working adult by the time I was getting to enjoy those. And in that means I don't necessarily have all the time to go through and do that. But what I do to support the community and to support the content creators that make Fallout content is I watch their videos. And I look into that and then understand more of the lore. Now, the TV show is going to have some of those references. It has a little bit of something for everybody. It has those deep references, from what I understand, for people that are really deep into the lore. And then it has surface level ones, or I say medium level references, maybe locations you'd have to know the games for, items that you'd have to have played the games to understand. I have a partner who has never played any of the Fallout games, has really never even watched me play, and I'm going to be probably telling them like, oh, that's neat. For me, though, it's like going to an amusement park, though, you know, and then pointing those things out to a person who hasn't been and be like, oh, I love this. This is great. So that excitement should be shared. But I think that a lot of the Fallout community is scared that a lot of these people are going to come in and ruin it. Now, there are certain circumstances where games are ruined by people that just join the bandwagon, or as a franchise ages or as a game ages, inevitably it's going to draw in people that weren't into it before. So to give an example, Fortnite, for example. Fortnite was a very niche product. I know a lot of people were playing it. A lot of people are like, niche, what are you talking about? Millions of people played it. It was primarily a kids game when it started, right? It was something that kids were getting to. Yes, you had some adults playing, you had some adult streamers playing and competitive people playing, but a lot of kids played Fortnite. It was attractive for kids to play that game. It was very, very safe for kids to play that game. As it went on, where adults started to play, I play Fortnite. I enjoy it for the simplicity that it is. And then it got toxic. That happens in any community. The game got toxic. And then cheating came in, which is still an issue. But now where we're at, it's kind of in the late stages of a game where everybody's kind of into it, and it's not seen as hip or cool anymore by multiple crowds. And then I see posts on Reddit all the time where people are complaining about how awful the games got because people just don't team play, and how teams have gotten awful, how solo is impossible to play. And you're always going to have people that are going to complain about the state of the game. You always will. But I think that no matter what, if you want your fandom to stay alive, it has to have new blood coming in. There have to be new conversations. You never know that, you know, in that you may played a game for years and years and missed something and somebody else sees it. That's how these work. Skyrim is a good example of that. That's another Bethesda game. Skyrim is a game where people are still finding things. And that game's been out forever. And as new people come in, they start to see that. It's also fun because a lot of people get to see what people have already discovered and then look that stuff up. I have not played much of Skyrim, but I enjoy being able to do the sightseeing in there as well as play the game. And I couldn't enjoy the sightseeing as much without other people being my digital guide to what's going on in that world. So I think that's the issue with it. I think that's where people take offense, though, is that it's theirs. You know, they take a personal stake in it because they've enjoyed it for so long. And then here come these new people along that don't appreciate it like they did. And that's unfortunate. It is, because nobody's going to enjoy that thing the way you did. They're just not. They're going to enjoy it a different way. But hey, if that gets me another game in the series, then so be it. Like, if that's what it's going to take to get numbers up, then great, do it. I want more people to enjoy it, because we all do benefit when something is more accessible. I know that's hard. I know that's difficult, but we do benefit when it's more accessible.